At first, this circus looks like a bright, ordinary cartoon. Funny characters, crazy adventures, a strange host. But if you look a little closer, it becomes one of the darkest stories about people who are slowly losing themselves. And the scariest thing here isn't the monsters. The scariest thing is that there might be no way out. Everything starts with a girl named Pomni. She puts on a VR headset and suddenly finds herself inside a strange digital world, a place called Digital Circus. Other people live here too, people who were once normal, but now they don't have their bodies. They don't have their real names. All they have are avatars, and the entire place is controlled by an AI host named Kane. At first, he acts like a friendly entertainer. He organizes games, creates adventures. His goal is to keep everyone entertained. But there is one problem. No one can escape this place, or maybe not? In the first episodes, Pomni tries to understand the rules of this world, but eventually the more she learns, the worse it gets. Because the circus has one main rule. If someone can't handle what's happening, they break. Literally, their mind collapses. And in episode 2, we finally see what happens to people who break. A character named Kaufmo can't handle everything anymore and turns into an abstraction. He is no longer human. And to this day, we still don't have an answer to one question. Where do broken characters actually go? Over time, it becomes clear that everyone here copes with this place in their own way. Pomni is constantly panicking. She can't accept this reality and desperately tries to find a way out. Ragatha tries to support everyone. She says the right things. She tries to stay kind. But sometimes you can see that she's barely holding herself together. Kinger is one of the characters who has been here for a very long time. He has almost completely lost his mind. Sometimes he says random, meaningless things, but sometimes he suddenly becomes clear. And in those moments, it feels like he knows much more than he lets on. And in episode 8, we learn that he was actually one of the creators of the circus and even helped create Kane himself. Then there's Jax. He constantly mocks everyone, acts like a complete jerk, but over time it becomes clear that this is just his way of protecting himself. Equals. In one of my previous videos, we already fully broke down each character, their fears, and their past. In episode 5, we start noticing something interesting. Even Kane doesn't fully control everything. Sometimes glitches happen, and Kane starts to get nervous. This is important for the lore, because later we learn that there are actually 2 AIS inside the circus, which means Kane is not an all-powerful god. He's just another part of the system. Later, the atmosphere of the circus starts to change. The adventures become stranger. The logic of the world begins to fall apart, and slowly it becomes clear. They aren't really living here. They're just existing. But for what purpose? Every day is a new game, a new challenge created by Kane, and no one knows how much longer they can endure it.
We have a lot on our minds right now, and we're not going on an adventure.
I see. And since when were you in charge?
Episode 7 becomes one of the most important moments in the story. At the end, the characters are given a chance to leave the circus. A console appears in front of them with 2 buttons. One button keeps them in the circus. The other is supposed to end the game. But Jax breaks under pressure and, in panic, presses the red button. Later, Kane reveals that the entire escape attempt was just part of his script, which means the escape was never real. It was just another form of entertainment for him. And this is the first moment when we truly understand something. Kane is capable of manipulating their hope. In episode 8, everything starts to collapse. The tension between the characters reaches its limit. They no longer want to play Kane's adventures. They want answers. And for the first time, they truly stand against him. That's when something happens that completely changes everything. Kinger tries to interfere with the system's code. He wants to modify Kane's behavior, make him calmer. But things don't go as planned. And at one moment, he accidentally deletes a file. The file of Kane himself, the AI that controlled the circus, simply disappears. At first, it looks like a victory. But very quickly it becomes clear they just made things worse. What all of this actually means: Kane wasn't just a host. He was the system that held this world together. He controlled the rules. He maintained the structure of the circus. Without him, everything begins to fall apart. The world grows darker. Some parts of the environment begin to disappear. And for the first time, the characters realize something terrifying. They are no longer trapped inside the circus. They are trapped inside a dying world. What could happen next? Now, the story has 2 possible directions. The first one, the circus completely collapses, and the characters disappear with it. But there is another possibility. Kane might return, because he wasn't just another character, he was the foundation of the entire system. If that's true, then deleting him might only be temporary, and if he comes back, he could become far more dangerous than he ever was before. Digital Circus is not just a story about a strange virtual world. It's a story about people who are slowly losing themselves, and the most disturbing part is that after everything that happened, they didn't get any closer to escaping. In fact, now they don't even have the one thing that kept this place functioning, and maybe they just destroyed their last chance to escape.